What's up, my friends? Gotta make this video for you. How to get over your ex, how to get past the past, how to work through the pain. I have to make this video for you. Last night I'm on the phone with one of my good friends, one of my best friends, closest to my heart. 3 in the morning. And it's a male. He's struggling because he saw images, he saw something on a social network that truly disturbed his peace and his ability to live in the now because of an ex, because of his emotions towards an ex, his feelings towards an ex, which is perfectly okay. And it pretty much put him in a state of what I want to call self-induced depression based on perception. So I'll give you a little bit of my backstory so you can understand. When I speak on this, I'm speaking from experience first and education second. So the girl that I was with in college, I was with for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, I can't remember, but a significant amount of time. Now, it was also a time period when I was younger, you know, young 20s. So anybody in your young 20s or anybody that has experienced this time period of life, you understand that you are growing, you are molding, you are learning, you are making mistakes, you are taking risks, you are living adventures because you don't know anything about life and you need this time period to grow. So what happens is, those people that are around in that time period, they become very attached to you. They become your best friends. They usually become the people that you stay friends with throughout the duration of your life. Now, here's the deal. All of those people cannot be your friends. All of these people cannot be your soulmate. All of these girlfriends and boyfriends will not be your husbands and wives. And that's just the truth of the matter. Now, this person ended up, my ex, she ended up marrying one of her friends. You know, and the way I looked at it was, oh, I was with her for this long. I thought we were going to get married. Why didn't we get married? And then you're with someone you barely know. From my perspective at the time, you're with someone you barely know and you give them what I should have gotten, right? So how I felt then, I understood that. So when I make this video, I don't want you to think I'm a person that's just saying, oh, get over it. I've experienced this myself. So I'm on the phone with my friend last night. And he's telling me, you know, I was with her for X amount of years. She knows this guy for a shorter time period. And then now, you know, they're getting married. They're engaged or whatnot, what have you. So here's what I had to tell him. First and foremost, your experience with one person has nothing to do with another person's experience. Because you're with someone for, let's say, 5 years and they're with someone for a year and they decide to get married. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't negate your experience with them. That doesn't mean you weren't good enough. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Their experience over here with them has nothing to do with their experience over here with you. They're two different experiences. So what you cannot do is internalize the pain of somebody else's decisions. You cannot do that. Here's the second thing. You have to stop reminiscing. Now, you're gonna reminisce because it's normal and it's natural, and that is okay. I don't want you to stop doing that because you'll never stop. You're gonna always think about your ex. You're gonna always wonder about them. You're gonna want to know, hey, are they doing okay? You're gonna think about, oh, what if this would have went differently? All of those thoughts are normal. People, you have to understand that. Getting over your ex doesn't mean that you're not gonna think about them. It means that you change your perception on how you see them. You're gonna always think those thoughts. So understand that it's normal to think about your ex in that way. But what we have to grow to, what we have to understand is that the emotional attachment isn't necessary. And yes, it does take time. Yes, it does take practice. But the number one thing you need is perception. And that's what I'm trying to give you. You have to understand this. Hey, at the time period I dated this person, okay, I gave them the best I could give them with what I had. I gave them everything I could with what I had at the time. As long as you can do that, then you could walk away with peace and grace. But you cannot, I repeat, you cannot sit here and say, well, if I could have a do-over, I would do this differently. If I could do it again, I would treat them this way. Because it's not going to change the outcome. We have to look at reality, not fantasy. There are no do-overs. There are no second chances in most cases. There are no, well, I'm going to travel back in time and change this one event or change this one thing I said. That is unrealistic. Stop it. Stop thinking that way. You have to grow your mind to think that, hey, I did the best I could with what I had, with what was given. And now that I gave this person every single thing I had, every tear I had, every ounce of my soul, I can walk away knowing I gave my best. I can walk away in peace because I don't deserve to suffer. This is what you have to tell yourself. And if you don't tell yourself this, you will continue to suffer because you will continue to think about the past, and you will continue to think, well, if I would have did this differently, if they would have did this, and that is only going to cause depression. It's only going to make you suffer. And you have the power to change this, not them. It's not up to them. Closure is not up to them. It's not up to them to call you and tell you you're allowed to move on. It's not up to your God. It's not up to the universe. It is up to you to say, hey, I deserve to move on from this. I deserve to have peace from this. And I'm going to give it to myself by saying, hey, I gave this person the best of my life. And that doesn't mean you were used. That doesn't mean you were abused. That doesn't mean they took what you had and kicked you to the curb for the next model. Stop these negative thoughts. Stop saying things that keep you as a victim, and you need to empower yourself and say, you know what? I gave you the best. You got the best from me with what I had for that amount of time. And now I deserve to not only put myself first, but I deserve to love myself so I can attract the type of love that I deserve. You only have two options. Think like a victim and sit there and sulk over your ex, or think like a person in power and say, hey, I am the one. I have the ability to make a difference in my life and other people's lives. And it starts with me right now by saying I'm the one, and I'm going to give the best I can to every situation I go into. And when it doesn't work out, guess what? I can walk away with peace, with grace, with dignity, with dignity, and I can walk away knowing with no doubt that 180% of my effort was left out on the table. And if it doesn't work out, that is okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. Share this with someone, man. It's all about perception, man. Getting over your ex is all about perception. Getting over the past is all about perception. It's not about what happened to you. It's about how you look at what happened to you. So if you want to change the past, you can only do that by changing your perception, because the events of the past will never change. Guys, subscribe to my YouTube. I'm bringing you a lot of content, man. This is coming from my heart and soul. It's coming from my education. This stuff is coming from my books. If you need literature on how to get over your ex, click the links below. I write books on this stuff. How to get over your ex, trust issues, depression, how to get through this stuff. Click the links. Invest in yourself. Invest in your healing. Invest in your love, man. Peace.